Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again, January 2nd. Happy New Year 2021. New year, new me. If I see that stupid shit online again, the stroke of midnight changes nothing. You're the same as you were at the end of 2020. But here we are. And I figure, fuck it. Let's keep it going. If they do pull off the greatest robbery in American history, we're going to need all the help we can get. Again, not giving up. Trump is still my president. Our president. But in celebration of 2021, I will keep the party going. All green gear, 20% off until January 31st. 20% off all green gear until January 31st. Promo code America1, as in number one. America1, all caps, and that's the number, not the word, the number one. So, good news, everybody. I'm going to start with good news, and then we get into the bad news. Shall we? So, Pelosi, a.k.a. David Lopan, a.k.a. the gargoyle that sits atop skyscrapers until nightfall, a.k.a. that liver-spotted demon. Her house got vandalized again. Remember a few years back, some YouTuber went and took a shit in her driveway? Well, I mean, that's what you get. You get what you give, and you giving us nothing but shit. So you deserve a nice, ropey, steaming turd in your driveway. I hope you stepped in it. So, I don't know if it was last night or whatever, but some people went, they spray painted all over her garage. They put, "We want it all." They put 2K, as in $2,000 stimulus, not these fucking $600 crumbs that you scrape from your table for us to fight over. And then they threw a pig's head over there and some fake blood. That's some funny shit. You deserve every bit of it. Why they didn't use real blood, I don't know. Maybe they couldn't get enough or whatever. I'm sure there's a slaughterhouse near you. Next time, use real blood. That way the flies and the maggots and shit will get there, provide more of a stench. Because that's what they deserve. That's what they've given us. Look at our state. Look at California. Keep a close eye, you other 49 states. Actually, I should say 47, because Oregon and fucking Washington, they're lost just like California. Oh, I take that back. 46, because New York, on the other end, the bookend states, they're the ones who are fucking it up for everybody. So, the rest of you states, pay attention, because like I've said, what happens here is going to happen there. It's going to happen to you. So San Francisco, a.k.a. Needles and Shit, California, if you have some weird fetish where you just cannot climax unless you shit on a public sidewalk, well then come on down. Come on to San Francisco, because you are free to defecate wherever your little disgusting, weird heart desires. So San Francisco, San Fran shithole, the birthplace of what's ailing our country, they have decided to preemptively go ahead and extend the stay-at-home order. Even though Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom, that shady piece of garbage in a suit, said that they weren't going to do that unless ICU capacity dropped below 15%. Right now, it's scheduled for the stay-at-home order to be lifted, for us to be granted more freedom on January 7th. But now that they're extending it preemptively, because now in San Francisco, ICU capacity is at 32%. But they're saying they're doing this to brace for the onslaught of cases after the holidays. Even though, again, like I've said before, where you find a lot of these cases, or these pockets of large numbers of cases, you also find large migrant communities, large communities of illegal aliens who do not social distance, who do not take part in these rules and regulations. They live a bunch of families to one house. That's the truth. Where I live, most of the cases, more than half of the cases come from one city, and even more so come from one part of that one city. It's not like the whole city's fucked. It's one side of town. What do you find on that side of town? Exactly. So they say preemptively they're going to go ahead and extend the stay-at-home order because, well, we see it coming, so we're going to do it preemptively. Even though they told us we're not going to do it until it's at 15%, it's at 32%. But just to get ahead of things, we're going to go ahead and fuck what we said before. We're going to go ahead and extend it now anyway, even though it hasn't met the criteria that we set forward a couple weeks ago. This crazy, convoluted bullshit is coming to a town near you. They just said, oh, fuck it. We think it's going to happen. Go ahead and extend the stay-at-home order. We see some of you small businesses still smoldering, so we want to make sure we come over there and piss on your ashes to ensure that you are fully extinguished, never to rear your entrepreneurial head again. We can't have you fuckers with your own businesses supplying your own money and your own livelihoods. It doesn't work for us. We, the federal government, what are we supposed to do with these fucking Dolly Parton engorged federal tits? They're like a bitch laying on their side with 8 engorged tits. Imagine Dolly Parton times a dog. They got these engorged, veiny federal tits just bulging with our tax money. And through said engorged federal tits, they get their control. Because once you suckle, once you latch on, parents, remember that term? Some of you might be new at it, you're living it now. Once we latch on to that federal nipple, they got us for life. They want us to come to them for everything. Money, permission, shelter, food, clothing, you name it. They want us to be teenagers. They want us to come and say, Dad, can I get $20 to go to the store? That's what they want. They want us to come to them for everything from to, hey, this isn't the fucking mall. Cradle to grave. This is how they do it. They extinguish our entrepreneurial spirit. Don't create your own business. Come to the one we've created for you. Come to us for your limited choices and stagnant progression. Because when you're the only show in town or the biggest show in town, there is no need to innovate. There is no need for creativity. Who else you gonna go to? Nobody. Get your ass over here and get this subpar service. Hey, I want to see a smile on that fucking face. You dumb taxpayer. That's what they're going to do. Well, that's what they're doing in San Francisco. And of course, it's coming to the rest of the state. Brace yourselves, Californians, Commifornians. Brace yourself. That's going to come to the rest of the state. Gavin, bang your wife Newsom. He's going to get his punk ass up there in his suit. And just to let you know, he's been working hard. He's not going to wear a tie. He's going to have that top button undone. Like he's been really getting shit done. Well, the numbers, they might dip below 15%. So we're going to go ahead and preemptively extend the stay-at-home order until... indefinitely. Fuck it, whenever I say. That's what San Francisco's doing. It's extended indefinitely. Why does Gavin Newsom sound like this? I don't know. I think it's because he's related to Nancy Pelosi. Remember, I called her a liver-spotted demon. They reside in hell. I think Gavin is also from there. So the hot air, the flames in hell have scorched his vocal cords. That's what I think. He looks like a deviant piece of shit. He looks like he'd sell you a lemon or something. You know what I mean? He looks like how lawyers are portrayed on TV. Just a sleazy, slimy fucking scumbag. That's what he looks like. So, let's move on, shall we? Because California and New York do not have a monopoly on dumb shit. Chicago's like, hey, don't forget about me. Murder capital, rat capital. So a couple videos ago, I think it was the one I did before New Year's. I said, I put the over under. The first murder in Chicago would be at a minute after midnight. I stuck with a minute. I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong, and I was wrong. Chicago did not have their first murder a minute after midnight 2021. They did not. It was much longer than that. It was 3 hours and 15 minutes until a Chicagoan was snuffed the fuck out. You got it. 3:15 a.m., a 62-year-old man was driving in his Volvo. Somebody shot at his vehicle, hit him in the neck. It wasn't like Hollywood. Don't worry, he didn't just hit him in the neck and he died. Tell my wife. No, of course not. He probably had blood squirting out of his neck as his car veered off of the road and crashed into an empty parking lot. Isn't that nice? Hey, hopefully that guy was on his way to do something good for somebody else and he got cut short. So that way you're not just affecting this guy, you're affecting his whole family and his whole orbit of people, friends, co-workers. They all got a phone call from somebody that said, hey, so-and-so's dead. Was he sick? No, somebody shot him for no fucking reason. Isn't that nice? So you guys go ahead and get sad and cry and do that web of phone calls. You call them, I'll call them, and drop that bomb on multiple people that somebody they knew and or loved is dead. Thanks, Chicago. So that 62-year-old man was the first one. Well, Jericho, who was the last one of 2020? I'll tell you. Some kid named Jorge Chavez. Why are you calling him a kid? Because he was 25 years old. Isn't that great? 7 p.m. December 31st was the last homicide in Chicago. A 25-year-old young man who was shot in the head and the chest as he walked down the sidewalk. Now, was this guy a Boy Scout? I don't know. But what I do know is he was the last murder of 2020, and a 62-year-old man driving his Volvo was the first murder of 2021. Good job, Chicago. Oh, and for 2020, murders were up 50%. Hey, good job. Hey, Mayor Splinter. Mayor Lightweight. I'm so glad that in your city, murders were up 50%, but you had the time to go into a group of people with no mask. Remember, wear your mask. With no mask and declare that Biden is pervertus won the election. And you were talking shit about Trump like all your chores were done. You were out there playing around like all your chores were done. Like your constituents weren't dying at a higher rate than they were last year. You were out there fucking around, talking about Trump, celebrating a fake victory like everything was good in your city. Like you weren't number one for murder and rodent infestation. Now, I don't know about you guys. I know we're all raised different. Some have money, some don't. Some are right in the middle. Some got one parent. Some got two. Some got three. I don't know. But one thing that we can all agree on, when you're a kid, you don't go out and play until your chores are done. So when you're a mayor, you don't go out talking shit about the presidential election results while murders are up 50% and while no other major city in America has more rats than you. Somebody get me the fuck out of this Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole we've fallen down where shit like this is okay and encouraged. Please give me my old America back. Please. Now, until then, I'm going with my beautiful wife and kids. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone. The link is in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.